The Glamour Awards are hosted by the magazine annually to honor the year's most inspiring women, and Lupita Nyong'o, fresh off of her Oscar win, graced the cover last year. Following her divorce from Kris Jenner, Caitlyn came out as a transgendered woman in a candid interview with Diane Sawyer back in April. Then in July, she stunned on the cover of Vanity Fair, and then just a month ago, she legally changed her name from William Bruce Jenner to Caitlyn Marie Jenner. Yep, it's pretty clear 2015 belongs to her.
Bruce Jenner, Woman of the Year, Glamour magazine. Is there anything more that you need to say about the craziness of today's society, of how we have turned reality upside down? By the way, I'm not the only one who's having an issue with this as a conservative, Bible-based, male, heterosexual follower of Jesus. There are plenty of people coming from all different points of view. Here's an article by Casey Fiano. Women cry foul as Glamour names Bruce Jenner Woman of the Year. In a stinging commentary, Nicole Russell, writing in The Federalist, writes that by choosing Jenner as Woman of the Year, Glamour endorses the idea that men are better at being women than we are. According to New York Magazine, featuring transgender Martine Rothblatt as the highest paid female CEO, Russell says, apparently real women can't cut it, so we've got to import men into our ranks to win awards. I go on with that. Brendan O'Neill, right? He's an atheist, I believe, writing from Australia. If you want to know how crazy, even Kafkaesque this young millennium has become, consider this. Yesterday, it was reported that a person with male private parts, Caitlyn Jenner, will be named Glamour magazine's Woman of the Year. While over at Cardiff University, a woman who has done more than most to secure the liberation of womankind, Germaine Greer, feminist Germaine Greer, was denounced by a swarm of Stepford students as, quote, transphobic, someone who should make all right-minded people feel sick to their stomachs. Listen to what feminist Germaine Greer had to say about Bruce Jenner being a woman.
I think that a great many women don't think that post-operative or even non-post-operative transsexual M to F transsexual people look like, sound like, or behave like women. But they daren't say so.
So Germaine Greer is saying what many others feel and are just afraid to say, that Bruce Jenner is not a woman. We're not talking about someone who is intersex. We're not talking about someone who has chromosomal issues. We're talking about someone who biologically and chromosomally, according to everything we know, is a male. Julie Bindel, well-known feminist, said this, I believe it was over 10 years ago. To go back to my 5 men in a toilet illustration she was using, I don't have a problem with men disposing of their genitals, but it does not make them women. Now, for Bruce Jenner, I can speak to you because I'm a man also. We don't know what it's like to be a woman. We don't know what it's like as our bodies change, as we go through our monthly cycle. We don't know that because we don't. Women do. Bruce Jenner, you've never been through that. I've never been through that. Most women, over the course of their lifetimes, will conceive and get pregnant. You and I, Bruce, we'll never know what that feels like. We'll never know what it's like to have a little baby kicking inside of us because we don't have a womb. We'll never know what it's like to hold and breastfeed a baby because we're not made like that. We'll never know what it's like to have the guys checking us out as we're under certain pressure to look a certain way as teenagers and things like that because we were the ones checking the girls out. But listen, I really hate the fact that when I say these things, those who identify as transgender feel hurt. I really do, because you have my compassion, and I feel bad for Bruce Jenner. But let me be as clear as I can. I care about everyone who identifies as transgender. But listen, you're less than 1% of the society. I'm also concerned about the 99% of the society that is now having this social madness, a man being chosen as Woman of the Year, having this social madness imposed on us. Look at how far this goes. Here's a report from England, Pink News. Food blogger Jack Monroe has come out as transgender. So Jack Monroe has now come out as transgender. Here's the article. Monroe, who blogs for various publications, including The Guardian, revealed their decision to come out on Twitter. This is one person, but because he identifies as transgender, he has now, well, it's they. They have revealed their decision to come out on Twitter. On coming out as transgender, they wrote, "Yes, I'm transgender. Not all trans people transition from one binary gender to another." They, one man, they wrote, "Hey, I'm not buying it. With all respect to this individual, I'm not buying it. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid." There's an article in the Financial Times. Mix, MX, matters as much as Lord, Prof, Ms, and Mr. A new abbreviation that's even made its way into the Oxford English Dictionary. Just like a woman who does not want to identify as Miss or Mrs. so she can be Ms, MS. Well, if you don't want to identify as male or female, or you want to go back and forth, you can just be Mix, MX. And there's a picture in the article. It shows someone, it's a man dressed as a woman, and then here's the man. A Mix Bunce. So MX, Mix Bunce, that's the last name. "I consider myself gender fluid or gender variant. I like to be Phil one day and Pippa another." Hey, you have at it, sir. And that's between you and God, how you live and how you conduct yourself. But I'm not buying it. I'm not buying this. Mixed stuff, I'm not buying. Speaking of individuals as they and their, because they identify as transgender, I'm not buying Bruce Jenner as Woman of the Year. Let the world around us go crazy. I'm not drinking the Kool-Aid.